Hey guys, my name is Zach, and I'm joined by my good friend Steven and his girlfriend Shanna. They don't collect toys, and I thought it would be cool for them to review these toys and tell me what they think about them, maybe guess the price, and we can talk about them. So we'll start here with this Iron Man figure. I'll let you guys give your initial inspections on the figure. So this is, while you guys are taking your first look, this is a third-party figure, so none of the parts on this figure except for the base are licensed. So they're either recasting heads from the official company and modifying them, and the outfit is like completely custom. They, got the pattern and based it on the movie. What do you guys think about it?
I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, it reminds me of like when I was a kid, how I had those little G.I. Joe dolls that are figures, G.I. Joe figures. That but this one obviously has a lot more detail. I don't know how many, I don't know if the points of articulation are supposed to be something big.
This is, the body is called the true type, so almost everything like a real person could do within reason, like that can do. So it has like butterfly joints, double jointed elbows, like knees. It's pretty close. I think the only thing that doesn't articulate, since the head and the neck are one piece, it doesn't have like a up and down at the head. But what do you guys think this thing costs?
I would say out of everything up here, it might be like my third or fourth favorite. Maybe like $60-$70.
Okay.
Well, I actually just want to say that I'm really impressed by the clothes, because I actually talked about that before this went on. Like I was saying, I think the zipper actually, you can unzip it, and it looks like legit real clothes. So even if it's not licensed, it's like very impressive. So
yeah, so you'll find that with the third-party stuff, there's actually 3 third-party things on the table right now. It doesn't really mean they're like that much of a drop in quality.
Yeah.
So this one in particular is a really good example. So the tracksuit was $50, and that's the suit, the arc reactor. The glasses were $10. The head was $25, and the body you can get for like $15 to $50 depending on which one you choose. So altogether like $80-$90 figure. So Steven, you were pretty close.
Yeah.
So good on that.
I would have guessed way more than that.
What were you thinking?
It's just so in detail. I mean, and for such a big fan base, I would have expected like 200 or something.
Yeah, so that's the difference with the third party, is they can get the price a lot cheaper, and if that was like a real Hot Toys is the company that makes those Marvel figures, probably would have been like $220 to $250. So I don't know how much of that goes to paying Marvel, but the third party companies, they can get it
So
down.
Did you buy all of that separately?
Yeah, and then you put it together.
Oh, okay, so you can like custom.
Yeah, so some people like
this.
theirs a little taller or like a different
That's
head.
cool.
So that one is custom, and that base is actually from a licensed figure, but I just thought it looked pretty cool. So the next one is the Godzilla here. This is the X Plus 30 centimeter Godzilla 2014.
Big hoss.
This is, they call it the blue dorsal version, so it's the atomic breath Godzilla. It's a statue, so there's no articulation. And it does have one accessory, which is not on the table. It's just a Muto head from the movie when he cuts off the head.
Okay.
And I actually just did a review on this one. It's amazing. It's probably one of my favorite pieces in the collection. What do you guys think about it?
I mean, it's got some really, really good detail. If you step away from especially my eyes keep going to this Iron Man, but if you step away from it for a second and just kind of like admire how much work and detail was in like some of the, what would you call these, like the technical
dorsal
dorsal
plates.
So yeah, there's a lot of really cool work that went into doing this. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on it?
Let me test the weight.
Yeah, so this
feel.
one is made of vinyl, and a lot of people complain when statues are made of vinyl, but I actually like it because if this thing falls, it's not going to shatter like polystone.
Yeah.
And it's just like super light. Like I can put it on a shelf that, like is screwed into the wall and not have to worry about it. I'm getting a massive T-Rex statue. It's like 40 inches long.
Wow.
And it's made of polystone, and it's like, I think it's like 25 or 30 pounds, and it's kind of, I'm kind of scared. Like it's a big piece.
So I think it's cool, but personally, I think the detail on the body is very, very good. But like for me, there's like a break like right here.
Yeah. So the tail is so long that it's packaged separately.
Shipping.
And then you just kind of plug it in. Mm-hmm. Then that's in the review. I was like, that was kind of one of my complaints.
Yeah, like it's a really cool piece. But if I was looking for overall just like quality, that's something that I would look at. And then maybe a little bit, like it's so good, but its eyes are so small, and I understand that he's a huge character. But it's just one of those things that I'm not being like all over, like around the stuff all the time. I'd be like, man, like that's tiny, or compared to the rest of it, like there's maybe not as cool as like the whole body. I think the body is cooler than like this
the head is
right
kind
here.
of, in my review I was saying the teeth are really not that great. Like I'd like them to be like sharper and individual, but I think when you do vinyl you lose a lot of that detail from the original. So I totally agree with you there. And the eyes,
so something like this hand painted?
I think it's a mix of airbrush and hand painted, because like the white, it looks like they just sprayed it on with an airbrush. I would say probably like it's probably airbrushed in the dark gray, and then they go in with dry brush and then airbrush the white. What do you guys think this costs?
I'll let you go first this time.
You know, I would say like 70 to 75.
I was thinking more around 40.
Oh wow, okay. So this is the retail price on this one's kind of weird because it ships in such a large box. A lot of companies that you're buying it from, they kind of work some of the shipping into the cost. I think this retails for about $160, $170, and I paid $205 shipped.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting. 40, 70,
Yeah.
Okay.
It just reminds me so much of like the toys that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That texture, that feel.
Yeah.
So obviously I didn't buy those.
So
for my
does the
parents'
weight
basement.
play a
It just depends on how the weight is. Like something like that, if I were to pick it up, it looks like it should be heavy, so that kind of just like solidifies what it is. But something like this doesn't look like it's going to be too heavy, so I don't play too much of that in there.
Okay, cool. So,
actually, I think it's like the opposite for me. Since it is so big, I would think maybe it would be a little bit more dense. But since it wasn't, I was like, oh, this is like affordable material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
I think maybe that's what threw
Yeah,
me
when I
off.
first got it, I was like, wow, okay. Because it's hollow. It's not like a solid thing. But I agree. That's a good point. Okay, so we have Optimus Prime next up. So this is a third-party figure, and it's based on the Takara Tomy masterpiece Optimus Prime, but they made it bigger. Like, I think by like 30%. It's made with plastic and die-cast metal, and it does transform into a truck, which is pretty cool.
It is cool.
And he has a gun that's in his little back, but I forgot to take it out.
Yeah.
And I love this toy. So this is third party, so it does have the Optimus Prime, or rather the Autobots logo. That I had to add myself because the original one was just a blank shape of the Autobots logo. What do you guys think of this?
So you had to buy this piece separately and put it in there?
No, it came with one because some people use like a sticker. So like it was shaped like that, and it's not glued in, so you can just pop it off and put the actual logo in there.
Got you.
Because some people like the sticker, some people like the logo. I like the holographic logo. So that's the one I got. And they have one with like a white outline, which is actually more accurate.
So for me to know more, how much was just that logo?
The logo was like $1.99.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that expensive.
I'm thinking like $60-$80.
Okay. Shanna?
Let me get a
Gotta
feel.
get the feel.
Play with it a little
And
bit.
I will say, of every toy, like true toy, like I wouldn't consider like the Hot Toys stuff toys, but this one, like you can really play around with it because it's like all not really painted, and it's, you know, I would say this is the greatest toy I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Like just true toy. It's really cool. The transformation is pretty easy. I have the trailer for it, which is a thing. It's just a big rectangle, but it looks really nice. And,
see, but I mean, I see, like, I don't know, all those, what else came with this?
The gun, the Energon axe, the little car, and then I think his name is Spike, or the Witwicky guy.
You break it, you buy it.
I would be hard pressed. Yeah, be gentle with the Iron Man, but this one you can be really rough with. It's not going to break.
Well, overall thoughts, I think it's really cool. The fact that it can actually move and change is very appealing because that's the coolest part about Transformers.
Right? No one wants a Transformers that doesn't transform.
Yeah, that does one thing, yeah. And
looking at you, 3A.
neat.
3-0, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's cool. You can like fold in its arms. Like,
yeah,
I'm
that's part of the
playing with
transformation.
Very cool. Let's see. And it is.
It's pretty heavy.
I was almost gonna be like, it's heavier than Godzilla. It's probably not, but
I think it might be. The Godzilla is really light.
So I think it's very cool. I don't know much about prices with stuff like this because, you know, plastic is one thing, but plastic that is also like a robot moving vehicle toy. It's it seems very mechanical and requires a lot of planning and care. So with that being said, am I guessing the
price
value?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 115.
Okay, so the Optimus by himself is I think $60 or $70, and then the trailer is another $60 or $70.
Okay.
And you buy them separately. So just that right there, I think Steven was a little closer. But I think honestly, like the fact that it's only $60 and how good it is, like, is why I say it's like the best toy. Like, you can go to Walmart and buy your kid like a crappy Optimus Prime for like $30, or you can buy this Chinese knockoff Optimus Prime for like $60, and it's way better, and it transforms, and it's the classic G1. So, I love this toy. It's so fun. My daughter likes it too. She plays with it.
Well, that's
so
a
that
testament
is
to it.
Optimus Prime by Wang Zhang. Oh, good job. So up next we have Tywin Lannister. This is from Game of Thrones. This is also a third-party figure. This is called The Advisor by Sensation Collectibles because they can't call it Tywin Lannister, so they call it The Advisor. What do you guys think about it?
So is this going to be something similar along the lines of this?
No, this is actually like a figure. Like you buy it and it's in the box, and he has like a bunch of maps of Westeros. He has a table and a chair, and it's like good to go out of the box.
But it's not like the, what did you say, licensed? Or
yeah, it's unlicensed, so it's third party.
Okay.
I really like on this one the hands. They're really creepy and old looking, and then the face has like all these like age spots.
It's got a lot
and the
of
eyes
detail.
look really good.
Yeah, in the face.
And the hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very detailed in the face, and like you said, the hands, which is so important to me because, you know, whenever they come out these like celebrity dolls that are made for younger kids, really, but they look nothing like them. Like everything's distorted, or even wax figures. Sometimes they just don't. It's like it's supposed to be them, and you're like, okay, I guess. But this legit like. His little liver spots and everything.
Yeah,
so.
It's very detailed.
Kind of gross.
Yeah.
So the story about this figure, there's a company that makes licensed figures, and there's a rumor, and I think it's true, that when they want to make an unlicensed figure, they make it under, in the same factory, the same company, but they call themselves a different brand, and that's Sensation Collectibles. And I love this figure. It's so good. It's probably like some of the best money I've spent in collecting in a long time. It's really cool.
What would have done it for me is if those clasps actually hooked each one.
See, that's my big complaint. And then also, I wish the badge was metal because it's kind of flimsy, rubber, plastic, or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like the detail of the body does not match the clothes.
The outfit,
like, yeah, because like if these were even just like metal of any kind, like that, and it had that extra shine, like that would make it look real Lannister-y, like Lannister.
Well, to be fair, on those they were originally really shiny gold, but in the show they're kind of like weathered gold, so I repainted them to be a little darker.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
so they were
Maybe
actually
more
like
bronzy and stuff.
Yeah, they were actually like a super bright gold, but it kind of looked like you could tell they just cast them and then slapped them on. And in the show, they look a little worn. So, what do you think this thing costs?
80 to 100.
Okay, Shannon.
I would say like 50.
So that was 110, and I think that's a pretty good price. It's a really cool figure. I like it a lot. The boots are really nice.
It's the clothes. There's always something that throws me off.
Yeah.
It's just the clothes.
So the last thing here is the Iron Man Mark III. So this is the Iron Man from the first film, the best MCU film. Just be a little careful moving it, but it's really cool. He has the missile launchers from the terrorist scene that come out of the shoulders. He has the hip flares that come out of his hips from when he's being shot down. And then he also has wrist rockets that come out of the wrist portion here. It has some LED lights, and if you take the faceplate off of the mask, yep, there's a magnet there, and then you have Tony Stark underneath. So that's really cool.
Nice.
And this one is die-cast, although it's called die-cast, but it's a mix of die-cast and plastic. And this figure has way more plastic than die-cast, so it's kind of a little bit underhanded.
Mm-hmm.
This has been sold out for a while. I think for probably about the last year and a half, 2 years, it's been sold out. But I really like this figure, and I actually I actually bought this 2 years ago, and I traded it, and then I just traded back for the exact figure from the person I traded it to, and I'm so happy to have it back.
This is probably one of my favorite Marvel characters, if not my favorite. I mean, specifically the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. But yeah, this is, on this table, this is by far the piece that I really like the most.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even feel bad if I paid like $300 for something like this.
Okay.
It's all the points of articulation, the different little things it does, the detail in it. Even when you pop his mask off, like that's something that's might be like an afterthought to some people because his face could be covered the whole time.
Yeah.
But when you pop it up, there's a lot of detail on his face.
Yeah, and he actually has a second head that has an LED for the eyes, and then the base lights up as well.
I'm gonna say it looks like the palms should have.
Yeah, the palms light up as well. If you on the palm, like right here, there's a switch. If you flick the switch.
Oh, that little thing. Oh, there's one on this side.
Mm-hmm. And then the chest has one too, but I put a piece of paper in front of the chest, so it won't light up.
Cool. Oops, sorry.
Yep. So that's
Neat. Yeah. Would you say it was plastic and what else?
die-cast metal.
Die-cast. Don't know what that is, but
I honestly don't know what it is. It's just like cast metal. But
just a little better than plastic, but not quite metal.
It's supposed to make it a little bit more durable, but whether or not that's true.
Yeah, definitely very cool. Really like all the little detail, and I almost think it's nice that they put more plastic on it because I feel like that would make it more affordable for people versus like feeling guilty about paying too much or something.
Yeah.
But the detail's really nice. I was surprised with this, so that's neat because
usually,
I feel like usually you just get one Iron Man or the other, so it's cool that you can get both in this one. So value-wise, what did you say?
I said around $300. I wouldn't feel bad paying that much, so I'm gonna go with that as my price.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'd agree with somewhere in that range, give or take.
So this one retailed for $309. So that's a really
nice. That's not bad.
So nice. Yeah, and this is licensed, so I think that's why you see the price increase. Mm-hmm. It's by a company called Hot Toys, and I think as of now they have like 530 figures that they've released, and then they have a few others in different lines. But it's a really cool company, and I'll show you guys my collection now after this.
Sounds like a plan.
You guys can see the rest of my Hot Toys stuff. But yeah, this is one of my favorite figures. I just got it I think less than a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just got it back, and it's so nice.
Yeah.
Like I regretted it from the day that I traded it, and I'm so glad to have it back. And the cool thing about this figure is he has 3 sets of hands. So he has fists, and then he has like the repulsor hand, and on the right those fingers are all articulated, so they individually move and they
so you can just make him shooting the bird.
Yeah, you can. People do that a lot, actually. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Or they do like the
yeah, gotcha.
I guess the white supremacy hand thing now, that's what they call it, even though it's not that.
Lord.
But yeah, so thank you guys for looking at these 5 toys and giving your thoughts.
Sweet.
So you guys' favorite is the Iron Man, I think?
Mine was. I won't speak for you.
Yeah, what was your favorite?
I like Iron Man, but I actually really like just Tony Stark. I feel like he just, like, with the glasses and everything, and, like, it just shows, like, his swag. I mean, obviously you like them both for different reasons, but I just feel like that's so iconic. Like, Robert Downey Jr., like, I feel like it's important. It would be, for me, if I had, a display or something like that, I would want them together, just because it's, like, one
so
or the other.
I'll show you guys here in a second, but I have this figure on the shelf next to the Mark 50. Which is the Infinity War suit. So it's like the suit and then like the transformation when he presses the button. So
very cool.
We'll take a look at that. But thank you guys so much for humoring me.
No worries.